do more than
Yeah, but apparently the heaps have big problems because they've got to build them there on the side.
Yeah.
So this is the shape of the Nile Valley from Cairo all the way south to Aswan, like a long green snake in the middle of two huge deserts. So we are in the western side, the western desert, and exactly from that point here, if you walk all the way straight, you will go to the Atlantic Ocean. This is the Grand Sahara Desert. Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco. So in front of us, this is the first pyramid was built during the 5th dynasty. So that is the pyramid was built right after the pyramid we saw yesterday in Giza Plateau. So how come? How come this bad shape, low quality pyramid is the pyramid was built after Menkaura? And when I say after, I'm talking about just 5 years, 5 to 10 years. I'm not talking about 50 or 100 years, only 5 or 10 years after. So there must be the same group of engineers, the same technicians, the same tools. They will not disappear in 5 years.
Unless the pharaoh killed them, so that they say to do it again.
That is a good point, but at least some knowledge will be available. But we don't have any stories that the pharaoh killed those people.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I know. See, so the older is better, and you can see the low quality of the stones. Now we are heading to a place, very special place called the Serapeum. I always say, if you come to Egypt and you visit the Serapeum and leave the country the next day, that is enough. The Serapeum will blow your mind. So be ready for one of the biggest surprises in this tour. Serapeum is one of the very highlights of the tour. Serapis, this is the name of an Egyptian god during the Greek time. So that's why it has a Greek name, Serapis. And who is Serapis? Serapis is a special bull, special called ox, bull, yes, okay. That bull was born, that special bull was born every 100 years. Something like genetic modifications. The bull has certain description, certain color, the head has certain mark, the tongue, okay, so that is weird. So maybe the ancient Egyptians understood how they can genetically produce this kind of bull. That bull is considered a sacred bull, and the story says when the bull dies, they mummify the bull and put the bull in one of the boxes we are going to see, or they call it sarcophagus or sarcophagus, okay. But when we see these boxes, I don't like to call it sarcophagus because that word serving the idea of being tomb. But when I call it a box, we talk about another function. We will explain it inside. We are going to see boxes from one piece of granite weighing from 70 to 100 tons. Okay, the place is under the ground. But we will not lean down, or we will walk this high ceiling, so don't worry. I am tired too. And there's a place called Abu Jarab here in the middle. Abu Jarab, if you have seen the photos for big bowels, looks like a big, what did that thing was like, teeth? Yes, like round thing. We use it in mechanical system.
Gear or wheel or whatever.
Yes, like
Gear.
wheels. So have
Gear.
you seen pictures for so many gears?
Yeah.
That is
I know what you mean,
a
the
giraffe.
big, they call them alabaster bowls.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
Ceremonial
here in the
bowls.
middle.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. They're all in a line.
Yes.
Now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it's got the plinth, alabaster plinth.
Exactly. Yes.
I remember.
As if he was reading future, he understood that the Greek philosophers will never admit that they came to Egypt and studied in Egypt. So he had a backup plan. They made statues for these Greek philosophers, and we call it the tomb of the philosophers. They are not actually buried here, they buried in Greece. But we have some symbolic statues for some of the famous Greek philosophers and Greek scientists like Pythagoras, Plato, Solon, Archimedes. So this is very clear evidence that the Greeks came and took their knowledge from Egypt. And by the way, the word Saqqara came from the word soker or seker, which is the origin of the English word sacred, because Saqqara means sacred land. Saqqara is huge place. Okay, that's why we will come back. So we're gonna see this one thing maybe today, maybe this and one more. Then the last day, we will have a meeting with the general manager of the Egyptian antiquities, and we will do lots of other stuff in Saqqara. Okay, this site is called Serapeum. That site, according to Auguste Mariette, the French excavator, he found it in 1860. Okay, 1995, I think, they claimed that the place is in bad condition. So they closed the place and they add so many metal bars and metal corners to support the ceiling. And I believe that is not correct, that the place was in great condition. Okay. While working on that project, they broke a wall and they found by accident, they found another branch of this Serapeum with more of the stuff we're going to see there. And they are digging to find the third branch. So as if we are talking about a network of tunnels under the ground. So be ready to go under the ground. So something strange is happening here, especially on the left wall. Those are all crystallized salt. Yes, that is a middle stage between salt and crystal.
Salt.
Yes.
I thought you said
Yes.
salt.
No, salt. Yes, crystallized salt. If the place, I believe these veins were formed because of some certain energy comes out from this side. If the energy was like in higher levels or continue more time, these veins will be complete or will be real crystal. Because it is about to be crystal, but didn't complete. For the light, your eyes will get used to this. Okay, my friends, this is rose granite. This is the box I'm talking about. Did you expect to see this size?
How does it weigh?
The weight from 50 to 70 tons. But I am lying to you. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is not the box. This is the lid of the box. So this is the small piece of the. So would you like to see the box itself?
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
follow me. So this lid from 20 to 30 tons. Okay, and the box itself from 50 to 70 tons. In total, they are about 100 tons. So that is just the lid. دي حديثة ترميم ده برضو كده حديثة. Here it is. That is the big piece. That is a miracle in all the engineer stories. Come this way, come here first. One piece of granite, hollow in a perfect way. And by the way, when we talk about the interior, the angle of the corners is perfect 90 degrees. It is not 89, it is not 91, it is 90 perfect, sharp, which is like, how come? Even with modern tools, this, I will not say we cannot do this, we can, but this is very, very risky mission. And if you read the book of Christopher Dunn, Lost Technologies of Ancient Egypt, that is the name of the book, you will find that he has very interesting story. He sent a letter to one of the factories of marble, asking them to, and he stated first, he said, we have unlimited budget, so money is not an issue. But he requested a box like this, one piece. So they replied, they said, yes, we can do it, 5 pieces, bottom and 4 walls. He said, no, I want one piece. He said, no. And I agree with them. Anyone must say no, because doing this with even modern machines, it can be broken in any step. So it means they do the work again, broken. So they lose money, they lose time, they lose material. So this is what we call it, too risky mission. But the surprise that this is not the only box we have here. We have 23 boxes in the area. So as if they are teasing with us, they're telling us, look, we can do it. Okay, I want you to come closer to see how big it is.
Mohammed, do you know what's written on
Yes.
Oh my God.
These are glyphs.
It goes all the way down.
Yeah. Ah, yes. Okay.
Mom's going to jump right in there.
See? All the boxes we are going to see almost the same size, except few, and the same low level of rooms. Because that will bring a big question, how they put it inside. Of course, how they bring it from the quarry and how they bring it through that tunnel. Because the width of the box is 10 feet and the width of the tunnel 12 feet. So it is 1 foot extra from each side. That is impossible to maneuver, to turn left or turn right. Okay, but somehow they managed to do it. And don't tell me they made it and then they built the ceiling. No, this is the bedrock. We are under the ground. So again, I'm saying that the interior is the perfect design. Maybe the exterior is not perfect. They didn't care much to finish the exterior in a perfect way because their target was the volume, not the view. But the interior in all the boxes is perfect. And the angle is 90 degrees. And I like to repeat that. It is not 91, not 89. 90 sharp. What kind of tool can do this? Something similar to our technology or even better. Okay. Because this is more fragile than granite. So in any step during the operation, they can break it. So unless they have the like, how do you say, the great technology which can make it like piece of cake. So unless that, they cannot do it. And if you go to the quarry to cut a small block, I can tell you, go to any spot in the quarry. But if you are targeting bigger block, then you will have limited options. Bigger or like triple size, then you go under the ground. Why? Because the quarry will have cracks. And they don't want any cracks because that will destroy the mission. What about a size like this? This, they must go with this size till 10 meters under the quarry. So now we have another impossible mission. Yeah. They cut not from the quarry, from under the quarry. And when they cut this, they take it out of that shaft or tunnel, and then out of the quarry, and then to the Nile side, and then the boat, and then so like too much things to digest. Okay. This is the smallest one we have here. And we have 3 boxes with writings. The first one, it talks about the time of King Ramses II and his son Kha-Emwas, the high priest who was paying attention to the ancient sites. And this one and another one, we're going to see it. It doesn't make any sense, like ancient scratches. Okay, here it says it gives us some information. So this is not just funeral text. This say one stroke, so 2, Renbit 2, the 2nd year during the 3rd month of the flood season. Okay, so Renbit Abid Akhit, this is the 2nd year, 3rd month of the flood season. So they give us a date, but date, that is not a date like our normal date. This is the date of when the king became a king. So the 1st year when the king is a king, the 2nd year like this, okay? But they don't say 1994 or no. The 1st year when King Khufu became a king, the 2nd year of his time. Yes, exactly. And that is Nisubit, king of Upper and Lower Egypt, and inside that round shape or oval shape, that is Kha'abash, the name of the king. The key of life, he will be given the key of life forever. Jet Ankh. And then this is the name of the place. Habsa Ozir, later became Sirabis. Habsa, because they couldn't pronounce Osir, Hab, Sir, Ab, and the Greeks add S, so became Sirabis. This is William, because they put Ozir. We read it first, okay, because of the meaning. Okay. So this tunnel is about 300 meters. This is very interesting piece. Yes.
I can read it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I understand.
Inundation is the lotus, the pool of lotus. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Akhit.
Or the mummies at the,
This is unfinished. The what?
are the mummies at the Egyptian Museum?
The mummies here? That's a good question. What happened to the mummies? We didn't find any mummy.
Already robbed.
No. I will answer this a few minutes later. This is unfinished box. So, like, why? Why unfinished? Yes, answer me. Why unfinished? No, because they are going to finish it here. That will be finished here. Why finished here? Because the tool they are going to use it to finish it maybe is using the power of this place. Okay. Number 2, to finish it here will the skin. That is what I love to call the outside layer. The skin of the box will be full of that energy. Okay. But we have big question. Where is the space so the workers can go and finish it? And by the way, it's 70% of the box is still buried underneath. So that's huge. Okay. So this is the time now to tell you that ancient Egypt, they didn't have only high technology, but they have nanotechnology and wireless technology. So they can finish it without even touch it. They can make it super smooth without those big machines. The other interesting thing that how we open and close this, we all, because of other examples, slide in, slide out, right? No, this one cannot do that because there is an edge inside. When we put it on place, it will stuck with the wall of the, like we call it a lip, okay? Like it goes this way and then stuck. So to open it, we must lift up, okay? But to slide, no. And if you look with me down, you can see it. See? You can see that design? Yes. So it. So this will prevent anyone from sliding this forward or backwards. So how they lift this up? They cannot put their fingers underneath or any machine. Okay. See? Exactly. That is the weird opinion, but logical opinion. So what happened in my opinion? If the while they are cutting the stone or the box, if it comes perfect, okay, that's it. If it doesn't come perfect, they don't care. Because they care to make it perfect from inside. They don't care to make it perfect from outside, because that is not a piece of art. This is a device. This is pottery. So if they want to make it perfect, it means they're going to cut more volume. From this edge, from that edge. Losing volume is important because they are losing crystals, quartz. So that will weaken the level of energy. So they don't care. But we see this perfect because later we're going to see some imperfect designs. So did you realize something interesting? Yeah, Sama. That each room, it doesn't point to the other room. So they are all off center. They are not facing each other. So this could be, from an engineering point of view, very good to prevent any problem to the structure. Also from energy point of view, not to interrupt, because these boxes, which is a miracle also, they are perfectly facing north, true north. So how they managed to figure out true north under the ground, that was something interesting. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Look to the corner from inside, super smoothed, that room inside, the corners perfect 90 degrees. Okay. He came to this site and found all the boxes are open except one. One was closed. So that was something like unbelievable. And he expected treasures, he expected the mummy of the bull, he expected so many things, okay? So he brought like 20 strong men, opened the lid, no. Double the number, no. Horses, no. Big cows, bulls, no. They couldn't open the box. So the technology of 1860, or using the muscles, couldn't open the box. So he used gunpowder. So they exploded that corner.
What they found inside?
Very good question. We don't know what was found inside, because he wrote some diaries, and the story says that those diaries are disappeared, taken. But some, like...
How come disappeared? It was closed. It
was closed, yes,
and then
sealed,
and
right.
Disappeared.
So some stories say he told some assistants that, or some assistants said they found jewelry, lots of jewelry, and they found the mummy of the bull. And it said that the jewelry disappeared. No one knows which museum or anything. There is no record for any jewelry from the Serapeum. And the records say that that mummy is at the Agriculture Museum in West Giza. Okay, in Giza. But 1860. Okay. So I called my wife and told her, okay, we are going to a picnic. She said, where? I said, to the Agriculture Museum. We went there. That was like 7 years ago when I found that information. And I kept asking all the workers at that museum, do you know where the abyss pool? They said, no, we don't know it. Where is it? Finally, I found remote room, and they said direction to the abyss pool. I went inside, but the surprise, I didn't see any mummy. It was a skeleton. But they say mummy. And remember the story in the bus that this is the abyss bull, sacred bull. It must be mummified. Why a skeleton? But I said, okay, maybe they made a mistake. So I was like about to leave. I found another skeleton with the same label, abyss bull. And then third skeleton, 3 skeletons. So I understood that this is fake. They didn't find anything here. Because they had to say they found jewelry, because that will destroy the story. Why it is closed and empty. Okay? Someone will tell me, Mohammed, your story based on speculations and imagination. Yes, true. But we have a pyramid here from the 3rd dynasty called Sekhemkhet, or Sekhemkhet. That pyramid was found by Dr. Zakaria Goneim, was found intact. And they found a huge box from alabaster, with sliding door, up and down. And he invited the president, Nasser, at the time, and all the media, the New York Times and London Times and so many news reporters, and he opened the box in front of them. Guess what? It was empty. Intact box, it was empty. So the same story. Scoop So what happened? I spent like 10 years trying to figure out the reason. Like, what is the meaning of this? What happened? And so many stories about the stone, because it was vibrating, overheated, so it was softened and then melted and then hard again. Now, this is all, I found it is wrong until I started to deal with stone masons, and they told me the reason. That is a stone. So easily or naturally we can find small cracks or big cracks, okay, between the layers, especially if we talk about rose granite, because it has quartz. So some pieces of quartz can have the crack, especially if they move it long distance or lifting up or down. So, okay, so different pressure. That crack must be taken out before it expands. So that's why they scoop out that crack. Okay, so if the crack is a small crack, like a finger size, we see that small scoop. If the crack is bigger a little bit, we see that big cut. But if the crack is huge, no, they don't use that piece anymore. And in our way out, I will show you that unfinished project with the crack still there, and they were about to scoop that crack out.
That's why it's not different.
No, because because there is resonance will happen from inside. That's what the interior is all the same. By the way, 23 boxes. We have 23. I will not call it designs, but different shapes, or not the same. But the 23 interiors are all the same. The same depths, the same widths, the same lengths, the same perfect walls. Okay, like chicken scratch. My son Adam can do better than this. See?
What is this? I know this is an arm.
This is the backbone and the ribs. Yes.
Like a spine?
The spine, yeah, but from the upper part here.
Sure.
And the front ribs. Yes.
Have they ever found any arms?
Yes, many.
This is the symbol for give, right?
D.
Give life?
Yes. But I call it, my own opinion, seeding.
Seeding art.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is like the greenhouse, and then the seed here in the middle.
Right.
So I prefer seeding more than giving. I know it is called D.
Yeah.
Yes. All the books, and this is the Neptawi,
Okay.
Lord of the Two Lands.
Mohammed, do they know where all the stone originally came from?
Aswan. Yes, this type of stone from Aswan. Look, when we look to the side, it is shiny, but when we look to the bottom, it's not shiny. But here, when we come to that edge, you can see there was a drop leaking this way, and here at the end of that drop, and another drop leaked that way. So 2 drops were leaking, and they changed the color to fit the color above.
It's like a lacquer.
Yeah, like
Like a lacquer.
called lacquer. Exactly.
Like a liquid.
Yes, and the same thing here. Also, 2 drops were leaking from the top, and not only leaking, but they changed the color from like dusty color to polished color.
Wow.
See? Also here. So now we understand that the final step was adding that liquid to polish it. Maybe not only to polish it, but also to make it able to respond to some certain energy. So it is not just for a shiny look. Also it has like chemical purpose. So all the white dots also organic?
No, they're just reflective.
Okay, interesting.
You need to get one of these.
Yes, I will. I will.
What is it?
It's a bit of light.
I'm gonna go to Amazon tonight.
Just a little bit of organic residue.
So this could be the oil I'm talking about, to use it to polish